Hey. Al caramba! We are back to a good matchup.
Yeah.
Between two decks that you've seen.
Yes.
Against the Merfolk. And now they're battling each other. Right?
We are trying to go as fast as possible, I think, in this matchup.
Yes,
both decks.
Both of us, yeah.
We'll see how that works out. See how many board stalls we have. I will pick this guy. And I finally win a die roll. Oh my god, the streak is broken.
That's bad for me.
This will resolve mulligans and be back.
Yep.
We are back.
Yep.
I finally won a die roll after 9 videos of losing die rolls.
Not that many, I think, but yeah.
It's quite a few.
Yeah.
I will play a forest and a Fin-Torn elf. No, sorry, a delighted halfling.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
That works too. I will fetch for a Bayou, and I will cast a Fin-Torn elf.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Turn. Yeah, I think so.
Tap, draw. And I think in respect of that, I will play a command tower and a portable hull on the Fin-Torn elf. And my own Fin-Torn elf. And attack for 1.
Okay.
Your turn.
Go to 18. Draw a card. That's cool. I have the coolest dork you can have for an elf deck.
True.
The Gnarl Root Trapper. I will push your halfling.
My halfling is pushed.
Pass the turn.
Tap. Draw. Pendlehaven.
Nice. Lovely.
Bridget.
Yep.
Make a Kithkin.
You have the lady. Where is the Kitkin?
And pass the turn.
Yep. Draw a card. Play a land. I will cast a Badgermole Cup.
That's pretty good.
Earthbending my Bayou. Reap.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't matter that much. I can abrupt decay right away because you just can decide not to pay the trigger.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
So that was my plan. Here we go.
She goes to the zone.
Yeah.
I draw a card for turn. And I think I will just recast her.
Okay. Seems fine.
Have another Kithkin.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
All right. Let's see what I draw. That's not too bad, I think. It's not too shabby. I will pay a life. Make 2 green mana to cast an Elvish War Master.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to cast my commander.
Yep.
Since I've cast an elf spell or an elf entered, I get an elf here and I have a trigger from Tristan.
Yep.
Have an elf warrior. That's great. 3, right? 1, 2, 3. There's an elf card, so
gain
2.
Yeah.
And I think I can pass the turn.
All right. I will untap. I will pay.
Yep.
No.
I
was about to do the same thing again. Then I'll draw.
Very good. Yeah.
I will cast a Skyclave. Target the War Master, I think.
I think that's correct. I mean,
yeah, you're making more elves. You can recast
and make more elves and again on Death Touch. You never win in combat if you.
Yeah. So this is 2. Can you give me that dice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I will tap Bridget.
Yep.
To make 4 mana for is it any combination?
No, I think you have to choose either.
I will make 4 white mana. Cast a Ranger Captain of Eos.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Hexdrinker, but I can get the Figure of Fable.
Yeah.
And I'll cast the Figure of Fable.
Yeah.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Interesting.
Why interesting?
why not pump it right away?
I can wait till I have a Penland.
Okay. Trigger?
Yeah.
Then going to mill 3. 1, 2, 3. Losing all the good cards. Exile the Druid. Draining you for 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I can just attack.
Attack with the commander.
Yeah.
I'm at 18. I think I'll block with the Kithkin.
Pass the turn.
End of turn. Level her up 1.
No.
Then draw for turn. Trigger.
Yeah.
I will tap for 5.
Yeah.
And 5 white. Pay 1. Flip her back. Shut up.
Jesus Christ. Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Activate. So she's a 4/5.
With nothing else, right? Yeah.
Just as a scout and a Kithkin.
Yeah.
Oh no, if it is a scout, yeah. Then 2 more white floating with a green cast Trostani.
Yeah.
Also a very cool card.
Yeah.
And attack just with the figure as a 4/5.
Block.
Yeah. Pass turn.
Then let's see. Trigger. Yeah, I have to mill 3. 1, 2, 3. What did you? Disciple, Boggart, and Lanova Elves.
Why are you exiling the elf?
Yeah, because I don't have to. And then just dead, more or less.
More or less.
Yeah, I think I'm dead. I
Yeah.
can concede. You can give this guy double strike.
I can
pump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 14 protection power.
I'm only drawing lands and
Yeah.
mediocre elves and milling away all my good things. So, okay, game 2.
Game 2.
Okay. Back to round 2.
We've both kept 7.
Yes. I have an interesting hand.
Me too.
Let's hope you don't have that much interaction, at least for my Elves of the Deep Shadow.
That's fine. I will fetch for a Savannah.
Yep.
And play an Elvish Mystic. And
okay.
Pass the turn.
That's fine with me. Draw a card. Play my commander.
That's a good card.
1, 2, 3. Here's an elf.
There's always an elf.
There's always an elf.
There's always an elf.
You can go.
So I have the same sequence. I
land into commander.
And play my commander. Make
That's
a Kithkin.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Okay. That sounds good, right? I have a trigger. I will pay for the trigger. 1, 2, 3. And I will exile the Lanova Elf to drain you 2.
Yes.
I like it a lot. Formidable Speaker.
That's pretty good.
Priest, search Hogak.
Okay.
Cast Hogak. And I will leave the priest in the in the making. Cool. Leave in the grave. stay in the graveyard. That's what I wanted to say. I have to tap those in the process, and then I will pass the turn.
Okay.
Hogak is definitely a threat.
It
early
is.
on.
I will draw a card. I will pay 1 green
Yep.
to flip Bridget. Then I have a fetch. I will fetch for a 4. Actually, no, sorry. I won't fetch. I will play a Wooded Bastion. Play a Voice of Victory.
Yep.
And a Parallax Wave. Then I will eat Hogak. I think I'm fine with you gaining 2 life, so I'll pass the turn.
Yep. Draw a card. Have the trigger?
Yep.
No. Yeah, I can. It's green. So, gonna flip again. 1, 2, 3. There's no elf. That's so awkward. I think I have to do that. I think I will play the Realm Walker. And choose elves, as expected. At any time, we cast creature spells. Then I pass the turn, I guess.
Okay. So we have a Bridget that wants to flip.
You have a trigger first.
We have a trigger first, yeah. I draw a card for turn.
Yeah.
Then her trigger is on the stack. I will pay white. Flash in a Spectacular Spider-Man. Tap her for 4 green and flip her back. Have another Kithkin. And with the floating green, cast a Keynight Curator and an Everson's Pilgrim. And 1 more floating, eat the elf.
Yeah.
So we have 1 type for that. Then I have a land. And I will pass the turn.
I'll draw a card. Trigger on stack. I will play a Requiring Hex to eat your Keynight Curator.
I will eat the Abrupt. No,
it doesn't
the Court of Calling.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Then the Keynight Curator goes to the graveyard.
Okay. Then I will pay for the trigger.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I have an elf card which I can exile, and you lose 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think best I can do here, that's unfortunate, is playing my land and going for Nissa.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
End of turn. I will fetch.
Yeah.
All right. Surveilling Arbor Elf to the graveyard.
Maybe I can just
untapping.
Win by flipping this guy.
Back and forth.
This one is on 2.
This one goes to... I haven't even
yeah. Sorry.
done anything yet.
True.
I'll draw for turn.
You Verwählte Aber?
Yes.
Okay.
Then I have a Bridget trigger. I will pay for the Bridget trigger. Then I will tap the Bridget for 6 and play a pre-war formal wear. Get the Keenite Curator back. And I have 4 mana floating. I will leave you with the Hex. And this is online. So this has 4 types. Then
why? What?
I exiled 4 types.
What
Creature?
Yeah?
Oh no, there's 3.
3 types.
3 types.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3 types.
Exactly.
Somehow I think the flip lands are like another type.
Okay.
Because they have 2 types. I will give Spider-Man flying and attack for 3.
Yep.
Play a tapped land, pass the turn.
Draw cards. 1, 2, 3. There is no elf, so I
Have to pay the mana.
I have to pay the mana first.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like that. That's. I have a nice 2 Explorer.
Okay. I will respond to the Ice Till.
Yeah.
And eat your whole graveyard.
Yeah.
You have 4 cards, right? So now he has 4 types.
Yep. Plaster.
Draw. And then I can tap the Bridget before, but I won't flip her back. So I have a big guy. He is 9/9, right? Yeah, +4/+4. So I will give Spider-Man flying.
Yep.
And attack with Spider-Man and the guy.
Block.
But yeah, I think it's fine. Solitude. Exile. You gain 3.
Yeah.
And take 9.
3.
So you go to 7.
No, I'm on 19. I was on 19.
Yeah, but you take 9 and 3 with the Spider-Man.
This is 9 on itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Then it's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I have this guy.
You can look at the top card of your library.
I know.
Decide if you cast him or not. Because
But
you draw him and have the trigger on the stack.
What does it change? What do you mean?
If there's an elf there that you could play with this guy, then that might change the thoughts.
But you mean like to not spend the mana on this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's right. Yeah. But how does that work? Because I draw the card.
Yeah, you have a trigger.
And the trigger goes on stack.
Yeah, but this is any time. You can look.
Yeah. That's
it doesn't
true.
matter
okay.
when.
Okay. True. You always have the information.
Yeah, you always have the information.
But I play this guy. I have unfortunately no target, and I can't do anything else.
Okay.
Go ahead. It's impossible to get through.
My wave ticks down to 0.
Yeah.
And I think I have to just Alpha Strike this turn. I'll draw a card. And so I have 9 damage here. Yeah, I think math is for blockers here. Bridget will not flip in case I want to recast her after combat, if there is an after combat. So
that's a good question, yeah.
I will give Spider-Man flying and attack with everything. Here, and then I get 2 warriors attacking.
Yeah, since my last card is an animate dead, which I can't use for the entire game. Yeah. I think if I could utilize my graveyard, this could have been an interesting turnaround somewhat.
Yeah.
With the Ice Tail.
There we go.
I never get to use any landfall trigger here.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
So you
this
get
guy comes through. Why are there 2 counters on the card?
They're on here.
Okay. Warrior 3.
So this guy has flying.
This guy was useless the entire time. No, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like this.
And like this, I would say, for the Bridget.
Exactly, yeah.
It depends how much of the 9 trampling damage you're blocking.
3/3. This one probably goes in front of
the voice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That seems right to me.
So
then I will trade a dog.
So we have 3 damage coming through here.
So that's 4 at least. That is 1 damage in addition. That's 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, those are the warriors from... Yeah, okay.
From
So no matter how I block...
I think if you block like this... Does that change anything? Then that's...
Then it's still 7. Right?
Well, no.
You had 2 damage plus?
There's 9 damage. So you're blocking...
Oh, wait.
So
I block...
You're gaining 3 on this interaction. So this cancels out.
Wait, that's 12? Right. True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So this cancels out.
Yeah.
This is these, this, and then that's
5. So
5
down
damage.
to 2.
You go down to 2.
Okay.
Does that make any sense? Prevent. Yeah, I will activate the Ganyo on my Bridget.
Yeah. That's unfortunately good.
This dies. This dies. This dies. I gain 3 life. From the Solitude trading.
This guy dies too. She stays. This one stays, and those 2 die.
These go. This stays.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't make sense to sack the Spider-Man. I'm keeping, because I still have the flyer, because you get the Hogak back the turn after. I will play a land, have a trigger here. And you have nothing in the graveyard, so yeah, I will just leave my Keynight Curator open. Your turn.
Okay. And yeah, I know this card already. 2 triggers. I can't cast them from top. I have my animate dead, but you have the Keynight Curator. 8. Yeah, and next turn I'm dead because you have enough.
The flyer.
You even have the flyer.
Yeah, you get the Hogak back, but I have the flyer. Yeah, good game.
Good game. That was rough.
Very tight. I think Parallax Wave once again did it there. I mean,
would have loved to show you a cool, quick Hogak game here, and use my abilities that I get together. But
but
Samuel
what we saw,
answers.
This game is remarkably good at getting Hogak in play.
That's right. Yeah. So Yeah, I'm not too sure if it makes for a serious commander. In a very different build.
I think Grist is better most of the time.
Because she can interact much more with what your opponent does.
You can play a lot less interaction because you have the Grist minus to deal with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get to just go full Looters for Hogak and all these kind of cards.
That's
you get
true.
To play cards like Buried Alive, all this stuff.
Unfortunately, what we did not see here, what I really like about the Celestia deck is the Mirror Entity, which you just found.
Yeah.
That's a really cool way to finish the game with the tokens.
Would have been great here.
Would have been great, yeah, absolutely. Also in the first match. Okay, but you managed to show what this deck here is capable of in the game against the Merfolk.
Yep.
And nonetheless, was a fun session. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We had, as I said, we took some time to put the decks together, more like a fun session.
Yes.
We did a couple of mistakes, but also because we were not super focused while playing these decks, to be honest.
Yeah, so, and it's always when you have these huge board states with a bunch of abilities on the stack at the same time. Stuff like that can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all know we talk about it when we're casting games from tournaments as well. You know, these sorts of things happen when you're playing, and when you're watching, you see all the mistakes, but when you're playing, you think you're thinking about a bunch of stuff at the same time, and then mistakes happen.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.
And see you next time.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.